right. We've got a live video. Just a little early, but that's okay. Let's wait for the tribe to check. Z's here. Right on time. First one in the door. Best virtual seats in the house are waiting for you. You've got your pick of the club. Good to see you. Just went live. Nita's here too. Hi Nita, good to see you both. Are checked in? Awesome. You guys have the best virtual seats in the house. Bill's here. I was just thinking about you earlier, man, and then here you are while I was tuning up. It's good to see you the other night when you checked in. Last week, I think, yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. I think my vocals will be up to this. Last night, I gave a presentation to a local school I used to TA for here, Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, SWIHA. And I was asked by my former lead instructor at the school I went to, who is now teaching there, to come in and give a presentation to his pathology students that are going to school to be licensed massage therapists. So I had 24 hours, so a little over 24 hours, and I put together a presentation. I memorized 2 out of the 3 pages. I need the last one, so I kind of went off of those notes. But yeah, I talked for over an hour straight. I haven't done that in a while. With a lot of energy, so when I got home, my roommate said, "Oh, your voice, I know, is like so hoarse." So I think I've recovered. It was a lot of fun. I was definitely honored to be asked to go down. Others have been too recently. So I shared my journey, which has been a crazy, serendipitous, awesome ride. So, several of them asked how they could find me on Facebook, because I talked about being a singer-songwriter. So we might have some new folks that have never been here before. We might have them checked in. I told them when I go live, so we might have some new folks tonight. We'll see. Anyway, good to see all of you. We'll give it another minute. Let some other folks that are just realizing we're at the 7 o'clock hour type in hellos and check in. So hopefully. Kind of reminded me, Bill, of Remember when I used to host those new hire orientations when I was doing my rotation in HR? Those are spread out through the day. And I just came and introduced speakers. I had 2 topics I think I taught. So, but I haven't done that in a while. So I think it went over well. It's just my voice. There's a lot of energy in that room. So I enjoyed it a lot. It was great. Great giving presentation to night class students that are on their massage journey, taking pathology, and I was honored that my former senior instructor invited me down. So that was a nice night last night. Yeah, but my voice was pretty trashed by the time I got back. Over an hour straight and answering some questions and stuff. So I enjoyed being back in a classroom and was very honored to be asked to share my journey into the healing arts, and so I did. It was great. So I think, but I think I'm recovered for tonight. And Amy's here from Ohio. Good to see you. And there's the guy I was talking about. I was just mentioning last night how my voice was shredded by the time I got home, and my former senior instructor at my previous school invited me down to speak to his students pathology. So and I was telling Bill, who was my department leader in my former career, I used to host new hire orientation, which was an all-day affair when I did my HR rotation. And I did 2 presentations throughout the day, but I would have to be there to introduce new speakers, and by the end of the day, my voice is trashed. So, but I really loved doing that. And I haven't talked so much in a long time straight. So thanks for saying, hey, Mr. John, I was hoping we might see some of those students that were in there, might check in tonight. So Bill says, also proud of your journey and all. Oh, well, thanks. Of course, I've had a lot of help. So all of you have been a part of that. John says, you did a great job and the students really needed to hear. Well, thank you. I'm really honored. I did, I was telling the folks I had just over 24 hours to prepare, so I sketched out 3 pages of notes. And I'm a big believer in VMR, Visual Motor Rehearsal, which was started in the Apollo program and then made its way into the Olympics. And so I spent yesterday, even during one of my sessions and stuff, visualizing, going over and over my talking points and how I would give that talk. And that I dislike using notes or song lyrics. So I had 3 pages of notes and went over and over for 24 hours that story to make sure I hit everything and tied it all together. It had a linear thread. And I only could remember about 8 out of the 10 things on the last page that I had to share, which was some of the things I've learned, and they were critical. So I did use that sheet for notes, but I was pretty proud that I memorized 2 pages of stuff and tried to weave a story that tied everything together, despite how things looked at the time over the course of about 13 years. Check my internet connection. So I shut down my Mac, as I told you the other day. Sometimes it's been running slow for the last couple of broadcasts, but I shut it down and let it sit for a day. So hopefully I got a message about checking my connection, but everything looks streaming here on this end. Thanks, John, for the invite. Thank you. I'm honored as always. I loved arriving early, which I planned to do, because I just wanted to sit and watch you do your thing. There's nobody that teaches like John Sanders. Just awesome. I was just sat there like a student for a half hour, watching all the interaction, and brought back a lot of memories. And I always learn a lot by watching you. And I was very honored to be there. That was a lot of fun. Really made me miss being in a classroom, I'll tell you that. Helping students, so I enjoyed that. Gene's here. Good to see you. Rick Bebout. What? Oh my gosh. Another blessed pass from Palo Verde. So Bill Smith was my department leader when I was in performance improvement. And Rick and I worked together in nuclear security. And I officiated his wedding, and he also came down to Mexico and took pictures of my daughter and son-in-law during their wedding. That was a long time ago. My oldest grandson from that daughter just turned 12, Rick. So if that gives you, they had no children when you came and took those photos. So if that, not to make us feel old, but that's how much time has passed. So Let me see. I'm getting comments. This is great. Congrats on giving. Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, that was my former senior instructor, a 30-plus year licensed massage therapist, veteran, teacher, instructor, and a member of the 2022 Massage Hall of Fame. Talk about an influencer. And when he speaks, people listen. And he invited me down to give a presentation to his night class pathology students about my massage journey, because they're on their way to being licensed therapists. I was so honored to be a part of that. It was really neat. And my voice was trashed by the time it was done. That's why I started. I think my voice is recovered. I walk in and my roommate says, "Oh my gosh, your voice." And I said, "I know. I've never talked at that volume for an hour straight. It's different than singing. And so long. But it was wonderful, and I love being a part of help encouraging others in their journey." So Rick says, "Wanted you to know my son is headed to Olympic junior youth camp training. He lives on leaves for Spokane. Is he doing BMX?" That was my first guess. I'm not sure why, because you're a cyclist, like I used to be. Wow, that's amazing. Fantastic. Amy says, "I froze." All right. I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, I let my computer reset for a day. It's completely shut down. I'm not sure what's going on with the issues. Maybe it's Mercury. Are we starting retrograde? That affects communications between people and electronics. And there's Ellie, my other former instructor and friend. She doesn't like to be called a mentor. She thinks we're peers. We're both, because she is a mentor for me. Credit where credit's due. So is John. Thanks for checking in. Hang on. I love the comments that are coming in. I'm trying to stay up on them. Bill says, the definition of OCD of excellence. Thank you. And for those of us that have OCD, we really know it's CDO. Inside tip. Yeah, Bill's a great leader. He was my department leader, man, and a good friend, Rick. Amy says, wow, yeah. Faith is here. Wow, look at this tribe. So awesome. Some of the students in the class last night where I gave the presentation in pathology asked how to find me. So I thought we might have some new names that are not even known by me check in tonight. And we might yet. I told them, if you watch, make sure to leave a comment in the comments section. I said, my tribe is great. They will welcome you even if they don't know you. Rick says it's frozen. MTB. Okay, I guess that's what your son's going to Junior Olympics. Could be in my end. Well, we've had this problem recently over the last couple of nights, but sometimes that happens when this is my 27-inch iMac. It's also my recording studio, but I don't use it except for during the weeks. So I shut it down. That seemed to fix it previously. So anyway, and Angela's here. Hello there. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in again. Wow, what a great group. So far, Amy takes the lead in being the furthest check-in from Ohio. Everybody else is spread around the valley. This is the amazing beauty of modern technology. So, thanks for being here. For Wind Down Wednesday, I was thinking, what should I do? And my muse immediately gave me a song. So it's like, I want to start something different because I like to try to keep content fresh for all of you. And she gave me a little, one of my favorites, Motown. I used to play at the VA Center when I was live. Now I do virtual. This was a fan favorite and one of mine. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting till the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. Ain't got nothing to live for, look like nothing gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, we sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing gonna change, everything remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. I'm just sitting here, resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. So I'm just gonna sit on a dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, we sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Oh! Man, my heart. Some of the late great Otis Redding. Wow, what a great song to kick off this Wind Down Wednesday with. Oh, sorry, my phone's blowing up. Oh, okay. Somebody looking to book. It'll wait. You have my undivided attention. Let me see. Rick said, oh, MTB, he works hard, as does my daughter. Both are Arizona State champions this year. So that's mountain biking. So he's going to train at the Junior Olympic Center. That's awesome, Rick. Yeah, you and I and the late, great Sherman Ince, and a few others at different times, we rode all the way from Northwest Phoenix to the Palo Verde Nuclear Generating Station. It's about 60-something miles on bike to work day. We're one of the few that have done that. So I remember those cycling days. And we rode, by the way, in the afternoon because y'all worked with me on my shift. And we got there in the evening just in time for a 12-and-a-half-hour shift after riding I don't know how many hours to get to work. That was so cool. Great stories. Haley Hughes is here in the house from Washington. Hi there. Good to see you. Thanks for being here tonight. Faces Love This, thank you, inspired me to sing. Good, you know why? Because I'm going to give you a song to sing. I met Haley at a Steve Poltz show, so a lot of you know I've talked about Steve. He co-wrote that #1 hit, You Were Meant For Me, with Jewel. He discovered Jewel. I hosted him 3 times at a house concert in my house. I played on stage with him at the Rhythm Room. And one night during my Friday night show when I played at the coffee shop, Haley came and we did this song together. And so I'm going to sing it, Haley, so that you can sing along with me. So so let's do that #1 hit. We'll have to do this again sometime. I hear the clock at 6 a.m. It feels so far from where I've been. I've got my eggs, I got my pancakes too. I've got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots off the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. Never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last for so long. even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me. I was meant for you. Called my mom, she was out for a walk. Consoled a cup of coffee, but I didn't want to talk, so I picked up the paper. It was more bad news. Our hearts being broken, oh, people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same, 'cause it was happy and I was sad, yeah. It only made me miss you oh so bad, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, I go about my business and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Brush my teeth and put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up and turn the sheets down, yeah. I take a good long look around. Put on my PJs and hop into bed. I'm half alive but I feel mostly dead. I try and tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think any more tonight, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like putting those little harmonics on the end. That's my touch, my personal touch. Oh, that was awesome. Haley, you inspired me by checking in tonight and influenced my set list, which I love. There is a feature on Facebook Live, I haven't done it yet, where you can bring other people in. Let's do a beta test, I'll call it. Haley, let's do one day just between us. We'll do, or maybe I'll do a live and just select a couple other people to join in, and then let's you and I try. I'll try and bring you onto the screen, and then we can see if there's not too much of a delay. Let's see if we can sing that together, because I know probably nobody checked in here tonight has ever met Haley, because she moved away to Washington 10 years ago. Then she came in with her children to the Renaissance Festival, which I'd never been to, February, I think, and we met up, and she said, we have to, let's not wait 10 years to get together. And let me tell you, she has a beautiful voice. So I would not be singing the song. She would be singing the song, and I would accompany her on the chorus and sing some harmony, but it would be hers. So the one time we did that together at the coffee shop, well, been over 10 years ago, I guess, or about that, we did it. So I would like to bring you on, and we're going to have to experiment and see if we can do that and let's try and let's do it together. We'll test it, see if it works, and if we don't get a delay too much. I would love to have you on and sing this. And then you mentioned something about me coming to Washington, but not waiting 10 years, so because you kayak too. And let's do a kayak trip. And if we do that, then I can do a live show from there, and we can actually sing it together. We can do it. That would be great. I love hearing your voice, and I miss it. So we'll have to. That's something to work on. Wow, what a great group tonight. Look at all these comments. It's so cool. Faye says, love this. Thank you. And I inspired you to sing. Oh, awesome. Mike McCabe's from Michigan. So we have Washington State, Michigan, and Ohio. That's our triangle tonight. I love that. Mike says, hey, Bruce and Tribe. Yay, checked in. Thank you, Haley. Thanks, Amy, for that. Let's do that. Yes, whatever I said. There was a lot in there that just kind of came to me. I get massive brain dumps. Bruce and Friends. Yeah, I've done that before, but not with you. We should do it. Amy asked, did we at the coffee shop way back? One night. We just did it one time. After we met at a Steve Poltz show. Yeah. She came up and sang. I think it was just once. Maybe it was more than once. She'll know. She has a better memory than me, probably. You do so many shows and stuff, and it just kind of... But I do remember... I remember us doing it that one time. It was great. Yeah, she's awesome to company. Man, we'll have to do that. Remember, when... This is very important for me to share with my tribe. You attract people. So when you say, oh, you're so kind, it's because you're you. You attract people that are like you. So that's really a reflection of how awesome you are. So that's true. So many of you, all of you are like that. Amy's like that. That's why I wrote a song for her. All of you that are part of my tribe have the same heart. Wonderful different personalities, but same heart. And I guess that means I do too, because I attracted all of you. But you all stayed, so I guess that means something too. Haley says, kayak trip and house concert. Yes, that would be awesome. Yes, not the Bermuda type. That's right. Unless our Bermuda type sucks all of us in a wonderful place. So then that might be the exception, but not, that's right, not the... standard Bermuda type. Haley says, all these comments are, sorry. Seriously, I was on this day that we sang. What? How do you know that? Did it pop up in your Facebook? I'll tag you in a Facebook memory. Okay, now I'm catching up. Wow, are you serious? This is the day? Must have been over 10 years ago. That's awesome. Bill says, you're way so humble and kind. Don't forget South Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry. Bill, I'm so sorry. I saw you. Bill checked in early on. So we have a... Hang on. I only had a high school geometry. And my mind's a little tired. Switching from music to math. Bill's in the nuclear navy. He's a brainiac. I was going to say quadrangle. We have a square. I don't know. Is quadrangle right? Triangle to quad, 4 sides. So we do. So we have Washington State from where I'm at. Washington to Michigan to Ohio to South Carolina. I don't remember what a lopsided square looks like, where the angles are, the sides are all different. Maybe that's what I'm remembering as a quadrangle. My OCD's kicking in. I'm supposed to be playing music, but I'm trying to get caught up on your comments. I like to answer every comment. So that's right. Well, we love having you here. You're welcome, Amy. Yeah, tribe. That's right. Yeah, tribe. You know, I just got this download. Immediately, as soon as I said, yeah, tribe. Thank you, Haley. I got a quick download. I should make up tribe shirts and send them to all of you. And then we'll have to do, remember last year I did a Zoom. We tried it once, but only 3 people checked in. It was just one of those nights where I had actually a Zoom and we all checked in and saw one another. And I should do that and have all of you send a tribe. I'll send you all, I'll get my friend Kelsey, who's a photographer and a great graphic artist. I'll come up with a design about something my tribe. And then you can all wear those shirts and we'll check in one night with our shirts on, which would be fun. Haley, as soon as I read back your comment, yeah, Tribe, in a nanosecond, that came to me, like right then. She said it's on her Facebook memory today. Mike McCabe. Mike's in Michigan and is also a nuclear brainiac. I met him in nuclear power on my second contract. Polyhedron. See, all you guys are so smart, way smarter than me. I'm a big picture person, so I'm 30,000 feet. I had the concept, but I don't have the granular, what things are called. So that's all of you. Amy says, squad wrangle. Good one. You made that up at your squad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we'll have to come up with something for Tribe then. Tribe, yes. All right. So Haley, last night I was watching just randomly. It takes me a while to get to sleep, so I get to sleep about 3, and I get up around 11. That's kind of my body clock. I've been a lifelong nocturne, as most or all of you know. So I was on YouTube last night, and I was watching a 2 or 3 part thing from Steve Holtz. It was a live house concert, and from some years back, and he was telling the story of "You Were Meant for Me" and all of the backstory, and it's just so funny. And then Jewel was a judge on The Voice or something, and so a young woman got on there and sang "You Were Meant for Me," and I guess he said Simon, like, just, it was terrible, and it didn't sound really good, and she ran off stage into her mom's arms. So Steve's joke is like, he goes, "Oh, I felt so bad after writing that song, but then I remembered you get paid if the song's on for over 16 seconds." And I said, screw it. And then I was watching some others, and I love this song that he wrote in Australia some years ago. So as soon as I played "You Were Meant for Me," I thought, oh, I should do this one too. I'm going to play a song and get caught up on your comments, so don't worry, I won't skip them. I love this 10 Chances. I only had 1 minute left on my calling card. I was halfway around the world, and it was raining really hard. I only had a couple of aspirin and a half a can of beer, so I swallowed it down for courage, but it was still pretty hard to hear. It's only in 3 words that I wanted to tell you, but it would be easier if you were here and I could smell it. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, but scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. So I ordered 4 cans of Tooheys, and I set them on the trunk. Had a long conversation with a hopeless drunk. I only had 5 tickets and 6 new friends. So one of them had a hissy fit and drove off in her Mercedes-Benz. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get drenched in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. played 7-card stud. I had a royal flush. I took out your picture and started to blush. And I only had 8 lines. Most cats got 9. So I skipped out on the bungee jumping just this time. Just this time. There's only 10 chances to say I love you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sand, but I fall right back into your arms again. Hey, I'll collapse into your loving arms again. Yeah, I fall right back into your arms again. Oh, I never get tired of playing that. I don't play it very often, but that Steve Poltz song by 10 Chances. I love the guitar work in that. I was watching that last night. Haley, this just came to me during the middle of that song, because part of my brain can, like when I was playing live, I would see people come in and I would see if they were couples, and that part of my brain, the left hemisphere, would be working out songs and who I could maybe dedicate to and how I could enjoin them to talk to me, and then the other part would be playing and singing at the same time. It's quite bizarre, but entertaining to have two hemispheres working completely different at the same time. So while I was singing that song, I thought, wait a minute, if I go up and see Haley, she mentioned, it was years ago, I remember we were talking once, I was still in school. It was in the afternoon, I pulled up, and must have been on lunch. And we were talking, and I think you were in Oregon then, and you were mentioning something about if I came up there, something, I don't remember, we were laughing, yup, something like you could get me a steady stream of clients if I came up there to do massage. That was like 5-6 years ago. But I got thinking, it came to me during that song, what was I going to call it? Massage music and kayaking, something like that. I don't know. So I don't know if you have friends up there that appreciate massage therapy, and if there was a table available. But if I come up there, I don't have the national certification. I'm state certified in Arizona, but if I had the national certification, I could work and get paid anywhere. So I would just have to do it for not even donation, because I claim all my tips and everything down to the penny on my taxes. So I might just have to do it for gratis and for fun. But if you have somebody with a table and I come up and bring my guitar, we can do music, massage, and kayaking as well. Just an idea. It came to me during that song. So, Haley says, Tribe Kayak in Washington with the orcas. Oh, really? I just saw there were orcas on the East Coast. I saw a news item this morning. They said it's a rare occurrence for killer whales to be spotted on the Atlantic Ocean. I don't remember where they were. Yeah, with the orcas. Bill says, should ask Steve Poltz to join the tribe one night so your tribe can... I would love to, but I'm just going to tell you, he's on the road 300 days a year. And it's probably not going to happen. But it would be fun. Haley says, ADHD superpower. See? I agree. My daughter has my OCD tendencies. And she's, of course, grown now with 4 kids of her own, but I used to tell her it's a gift. At times it's an impediment, but she realizes it. She thinks it's a gift, too. Yeah, it's a superpower. Haley says, yes, you could ride up the whole trip. So if I got my national certification, which I should do, in that case, yes, I would give a discount, but I could write the whole thing off, because it would be I did that when I went to Maui 2 years ago and got and attended a my 10-day immersion in Lomi Lomi training and got hot stone certified and all of that. I wrote that entire thing off because that's everything to do with my practice. So we could work on that. Good idea. Thanks for that suggestion. Here's the other song Steve wrote in Australia. You ride with the top down, all the boys stare. The center of a magazine, your windblown hair. And I could have tried to get deeper inside. So sat there alone, slowly got fried. Hope it's on pretend. This is the end. And I've got piles of old pictures. Got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the records. Leave me the Motown stacks. Leave me the Motown stacks. Broke down in Grimsby, and I missed you so bad. I felt like a fifth wheel, smile and sad. All of the whiskey in the world couldn't stop my heart from beating. Spun like a top. Hope it's only pretend. And this is the end. And I've got piles of old pictures. I've got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the vinyl. Leave me the Motown stacks. Leave me the Motown stacks. Screw these damn cell phones. Give me cancer in my head. This genetic chicken makes me feel like I'm dead. Can argue for hours and miles in the night till I just pass out in the fluorescent light. Hope it's only pretend. And this is the end. I've got piles of old pictures. I've got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the records. Leave me the Motown stacks. I've got piles of old memories. You and me down by the tracks. You can keep most of the albums. Leave me the Motown stacks. Leave me the Motown stacks. Oh, another little Steve Poltz gem. Written while he was in Australia some years and years ago. Welcome, my tribe. If I've been interacting but haven't welcomed you to this edition of Wind Down Wednesday, what a great group tonight. It always is, no matter how large or small. It's an esteemed group of tribes members. I just like when I get a whole bunch to check in at once, especially ones I rarely see or get to because they're busy. Where'd I leave off? Haley said, yeah, that's right. Superpowers and riding off the trip. That's a great plan. Yep, right off the cert too. That might be possible. I gotta look into that. I'm friends with a guy that's in the Massage Hall of Fame class of 2018. He's a premier, one of the premier continuing education teachers here. Been licensed over 20 years, an instructor. He publishes all the time, and he writes test questions for that exam, which I would never ask him for. But he recommends study guides, and he would know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, he and his wife have their own business. He would know if that's a write-off. Good. See, all these are great points. Great ideas. Thank you. Bill says, I'm pretty sure you're the only singer-songwriter who live performed in the control room of a nuclear power plant. That is true. And also, Z's here, and Nita, his wife, was working on my shift, and we went to all 3 units at Palo Verde, and it was Christmas time. And they allowed us to come in, and they rehearsed with me down in my office underground, and then we walked from all 3 units, from plant to plant to plant, with my guitar, and all of us sang Christmas carols in all 3 control rooms of an operating nuclear plant. We did not distract from their jobs. We were just able to do it, and they let us do it. I remember that. Bill's absolutely correct. I'm probably pretty sure I'm also the only singer-songwriter that you streamed live in what were you doing? It was a training facility, training control room, right? I was at my daughter's house for Christmas. I went over for Christmas, or Thanksgiving was it? And it was on a Sunday, and we were going to go live. And you broadcast and beamed me in, I remember. That happened because of you. I'm probably the only person to have done that too. That's so cool. Dude, AJ, are you kidding me? My classmate. You're not going to believe this. I was thinking of you yesterday, out of nowhere, and it's like, it was this afternoon before I went into my office, and I said, I haven't seen AJ in a long time. It's probably been about a year. I'm not even kidding, because I'm a truth teller, and I completely had it was like just a quick download and a thought, and it was gone. So AJ is my classmate. We went through our professional program. He's checking in. Wow. I literally have gifts for you. Been meaning to give you for almost a year. See, I'm telling you, it's been like a year. Been so busy, my friend. I'll be moving back in July, mid-month. Yes, because I was going to officiate your wedding. And you brought your mom to see me. That's right. So you probably got married between now and then, which is great. So you're coming back to Arizona in July. I think you were in Colorado, right? You were transporting cars back and forth with your cousin. So I don't know what I ate or wore yesterday, but I've got great long-term memory for some things. And I remember that distinctly. We met in a parking lot at our old school, and I bought a table from you. That's right, for a recent graduate who didn't have a table from the school I was TAing at. That's the last time I saw you. I remember that clearly now. Z says, yeah, so he remembers Nita was with me with that group, and I performed at Vogel. It was in the control room. That's right. So Bill was there in the control room. So before that, Bill, I performed with some people, including Nita, who's in here tonight, Z's wife. So she was with a small group I put together, and we went from control room to control room of all 3 plants at Palo Verde, probably before I knew you. Yeah, because I was still running my shift. And we did that. And then I beamed in, which is a first, I'm sure, live at Vogel Nuclear Plant. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. You never know where your life's going to take you. And that was part of my presentation last night to those students at Sweetheart going through, that were in their pathology class. And John Sanders, who checked in earlier, he's my mentor, my friend, my former lead instructor, taught that class last night and asked me to come in and share my journey. And I wove this story over 24 hours in my head, and it was peppered full of serendipity and all kinds of magic and mystery out there, and this is part of that. You just have no idea where your life's going to take you. And so Bill made that happen. That wouldn't have happened without him. That was so fun. I went live from my daughter's living room. We played for an hour, and I forgot that's where you were. That was so cool. AJ says, yes, I still have you in mind for that. So you're not married. I get to officiate your wedding? Dude. So AJ and I were the only two veterans in our class. So AJ was, I think, a scout or something in the Army. He had a great job. So Bill's in the nuclear Navy. Z was in the Marine Corps. Mike was in probably nuclear Navy because he's a brainiac and he knew four sides of a lopsided square. Anyway, so AJ is a good friend of mine. It's a wonderful dude. Army veteran. Plan on that for sure. Dude, yeah, stay in touch. You have my phone number. Keep checking in. Let me know when you're back. Oh, we got to get together, man. I'll enjoy seeing you. Has such great energy. There's Ellie checking in. So Ellie taught Shiatsu, among other things, at school, and she remembers AJ. Yes, he's checking in, and I haven't seen him in almost a year. That's so cool. AJ says he'll be reaching out to catch up on life so much. All right, your sister joined the Navy. Wow, left yesterday for basic training. Crazy how fast she grew. Proud of her. Yes, so she's also going to be a veteran. Official military family. That's so awesome. Wow, what a great night. You can't write stuff like this. It happens because of all of you. You're the ones that show up with these wonderful stories and warm my heart. Mike McKay's Mike was a SRO. Oh, you and Bill, not worthy. Those are the smart dudes. So they were reactor operators. Senior reactor operator, Mike McCabe. I don't remember that. I haven't seen you in like 12 years. What a great night for checking in. Oh my gosh. Now what am I going to play? I've been so busy catching up on comments. I'm going to go overtime, by the way, because I've done a lot of talking, which was required because so many of you have checked in tonight for Wind Down Wednesday. What an awesome night. People I haven't seen in a long time. And, wow, that's fantastic. Rick Bebout worked on my shift. We're only a few of a handful of people that ever biked to work at a nuclear power plant 55 miles west of Phoenix. More than once. Man, so cool. Usually my muse gives me songs, but usually they're in the middle of another song. And my heart's so full, I don't know. I want to play something awesome for my friends. Hey, Bill, so since Bill doesn't get to check in very much, his bride, Bill says, Garth, I was going to play Love Me Tender. I'm going to do both then. So I'm going to go with Love Me Tender, and then Garth's next, because your bride Young loves this song. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong, and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Oh, I love that song. It just reminded me of something. So I've shared before that Amy and I were years ago. We're coupled together. It was a beautiful memory. I wrote my bedtime lullaby for her. We're still wonderful friends. I'm so grateful for that. And back when I would come and see her, I could not remember the order of the verses for Love Me Tender. And I kept getting them mixed up. Love Me Sweet, Never Let Me Go. And then the next two, I couldn't remember the order of them. So I don't know. We were talking one night or something, and I came up with Love Me Sweet. So that one I got. Sweet, long, dear. Sweet, long, dear. Love me tender, love me sweet. Love me tender, love me long. And I couldn't remember the next verse after Love Me Long. But we got talking one night, and somehow I pictured a little cabin out in the middle of the woods, like full at night, and it was all warmed up full of all this love. And I went, sweet, long, dear, and long. Love me tender, love me long. Take me to your heart. That's how I remembered that. I could never remember the second line. And it was take me to your heart because I got a visual of that little cabin all glowing from the outside. I was looking at it, and it was all yellow inside with all this warmth and a fireplace going and love. And I made an attachment. And this is what you do as a songwriter sometimes. You have to create attachments to remember things. And I just now remember while I was singing that song. And then after I remembered long, take me to your heart, I just remember sweet, long, dear. Then love me, dear, never let, I'll be yours through all the years. So anyway, I just remembered that. I forgot all about that. You're the reason I was able to remember those lyrics. And it's because I haven't played that in a while. And I was like, what's the second verse? And I went, oh, sweet, long, dear. So I went, I just remember that. That was a long time ago, but you helped me. Because we get talking about, like, I don't know, a cabin in the woods or something warm. And it had to do with love, of course. And so that's how I remember those verses. And I used that again tonight. I was going on the second verse. I was like, oh, what is it? And it's like, oh, yeah, and the long in the cabin thing. So thanks for... People never know how they're influencing others. I like sharing that because we get one trip around that we know of, and you might as well tell people how much they mean to you and how much you love them, all of you. And in particular, some of those who have really influenced your life or touched you. So I had to share that story because it's true. Bill says, Garth, oh, that was the next thing. And he says, oh, Young is next to me and has tears. Oh, I can't wait to actually meet her and your adorable little daughter, your dancing queen, that prodigy. So you requested, oh, Garth Brooks. All right, so this is Garth Brooks' arrangement of a Bob Dylan song from the Hope Float soundtrack performed by moi. Right. When the rain's blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I would offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. The evening shadows and the stars appear. There is no one to dry your tears. I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it right from the moment that we met. There's no doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue. I'd go crawling down the avenue. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Storms are raging on a rolling sea, down the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free, but you ain't seen nothing like me yet. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you. Make you happy, make your dreams come true, to make you feel my love. Oh, by request from Bill, for you and your lovely bride Young. Thanks for that. Amy says thank you. That's right. Yep, you're welcome. Such a nice set and company. Speaking of, I was trying to figure out how to end this, and I'm not done yet. Because since Ellie's here and knew of this song and I did not, but I got the song as a request from Amy last year. Said I think the song would be really good for your vocals, and it's like I'd never heard it before. And then I played it live one night, and Ellie knew of it. And so because you're both tuned in, I'm not ending on this. I'm just going with it. So I was trying to figure out what to end on. It's like, oh wait, Ellie's here and so is Amy. So I'll figure out the ending later, which I think I have. But I'm gonna, I want to do this song because when your friends give you requests, you must know those are universal nudges to learn something and something new. And in this case, it was a song I never heard before. So okay, I have to think about the beginning. So we'll do this because Amy gave me the song suggestion. She'll thank you, and Ellie knew of the song and loved it. So I feel like we get a double whammy of this tonight. So let's do this. This old man and me, we're in a bar and we're having us some beers and swapping out on cares, talking politics. I never know when I'm gonna laugh. I don't use the word chicks. Blonde and red-haired chicks, old dogs and new tricks, habits we ain't kicked. We talked about God's grace and all the hell we raised. Then I heard the old man say, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. He said I fought 2 wars, been married and divorced. Brings you to Ohio, it's damn to find them. We talked an hour or 2 about every girl we knew, what all we put them through. My 2 old boys were through. We pondered life and death. He lit a cigarette, Said these damn things will kill me, yeah. But God is great and beer is good and people are crazy. Last call was 2 a.m. I said goodbye to him. I never talked with him again. Then one sunny day, I saw the old man's face. Front page obituary. He was a millionaire. He left his fortune to some guy he barely knew. His kids were mad as hell. For me, I'm doing well. So I drive by today, just say thanks and pray. And I left a 6-pack right there for him on his grave. I say, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. Yeah, yeah. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. Sometimes it's all I can do to just, I can't whistle out like that and make that noise. I have to suck it in. So, Amy, thanks for that request over a year ago. And Ellie, thanks for knowing that song because I'd never heard it. And that was great. Ellie says, such a nice set and company. Agreed, that's because you're here. As I said earlier, when you enjoy the company of others, remember, you've just attracted them because they are a mirror of you in your heart. Bill says, Ellie, the group has all been blessed by God and Bruce. Oh, man, don't make me cry. We have all contributed to where he is now. Yes, and in one way or another, we all love each other. Thank you for that. I give all of you the credit for that more than me. But thank you. You are my tribe. Haley says, preach. That was great. I loved that. Thanks, Gene. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Amy. All right. So I tuned up my tuned down guitar again. I played this Sunday. I hadn't done it in a while. But I wanted to do it. I'm not going to end on it. It's my ending song is on deck. Won't be hard to guess what that's going to be. But I love this song. I was thinking of it. It's like I hadn't done it in a while, and I had so much fun playing it on Sunday night. So this is Paul McCartney's song. I'm tuned down a full step, 2 frets. His vocals a little high on the original. So this is a Paul McCartney song from the soundtrack to oh, I must be tired, I'm blanking. The Lake House. I love that movie. Love Keanu Reeves. Great dude, great actor. No matter what anybody says, I really like him. He's got a big heart too, if you read his story. And Sandra Bullock is awesome. So I love that movie. It's not a time travel movie, it's a time displacement movie, and I love time travel and the ins and outs of how time works, and Bill and Mike McCabe are brainiacs and nuclear SRO guys. So, and as I recall, Z was going to ASU to be a engineer to build bridges, I think. So I told you I remembered stuff from like over 30 years ago. So he's obviously also a brainiac with numbers. All of you are smarter than me. Amy was a school teacher. So many of you. Haley's done incredible stuff. I'm not meaning to leave anybody out. Just the people that have got degrees. I've never finished that, but I did get my license to affect change and healing in others, and work also with their energy systems, which John and Ellie have helped me through too. So you've all been a part of my journey. Rick Bebout was here tonight. AJ was my classmate, Army vet. I'm trying to remember all of you that checked in. Faith's a personal trainer, wonderful friend. Angela checked in tonight. She is a new person I've met. Thanks you all for being here, part of my journey. But I love this this Out of Time song by Paul McCartney from the Lake House. I couldn't leave out Gene and Kevin. I know Kevin's there too. And Z's here, and so is Nita, his significant other. And Jeannie checked in because Kevin and I met up at our base in Sacramento when I was 19 and he had just turned 18. And we met in the Air Force and been lifelong friends. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, tell me you forgot me, and I will recognize you for your contribution to my life. I'm very sure this never happened to me before. I met you, and now I'm sure this never happened before. And now I see this is the way it's supposed to be. I met you, and now I see this is the way it should be. This is the way it should be for lovers. They shouldn't go it alone. It's not so good when you're on your own. So come to me. Now we can be what we want to be. I love you, and now I see this is the way it should be. This is the way it should be for lovers. They shouldn't go it alone. It's not so good when you're on your own. I'm very sure this never happened to me before. I met you, and now I'm sure this never happened before. This never happened before. This never happened before. This never happened before. Oh man, I love that song. But I really love the movie that song was inspired by, or the movie, the movie inspired that song. So, Gene says love it. Amy says love it. Such a fun night. Agreed. You're welcome, Z. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for being my tribe. I got to remember that T-shirt thing idea. My tribal T-shirt. We'll figure that out. But thanks for being here for Wind Down Wednesday. What a great night to help all of us get through the middle of our week. Thank you so much. Again, I always quote Michael Paré's character, Eddie, from Eddie and the Cruisers 2. Music's got to breathe, man. It's got to live. And without any of you here, I wouldn't have anybody to breathe it into. So thanks for being here. Ellie says perfect. Well, it's thank you for that. And it's all perfected because of you. All of you, my tribe. So there's no other song to end on than my bedtime lullaby that I wrote. Stardust Lullaby for Amy years ago. She inspired this song, and hope you enjoy it. When you go to sleep at night, remember to let your soul take flight. But if you drift away too far, I'll ride a moonbeam to where you are. The stars are calling, and I as you lay your head to sleep, counting heartbeats instead of sheep. Just breathe my name and call me there, and I'll sprinkle stardust in your hair. The moon is calling, and I am falling. If I could lay you down to sleep, praying the Lord your soul to keep, the night is calling, and I have fallen. So sleep you well, my turtle dove. You'll forever be my one true love. Of everything I've written, which isn't a whole lot, that might be my magna opus, because it was written from the heart and with love. So I love playing that song. I especially love playing it when Amy shows up, because she's the one for whom it was written. So I'm so glad you were here tonight. Thanks all of you for inspiring my set. Gene says Kevin's in his easy chair. My brother, so glad you were here and listening tonight. So awesome. Bill says, you have no idea how many nights little Cassie, oh, your beautiful little dancing queen daughter, went to sleep to that song. I remember you telling me that. Thank you for your gift and untiring sharing. Well, thank you all for being here. And Amy, certainly, we had late night conversations, and I remember when she had migraines, as she shared before, she would lay her phone down by her head, and I would just whisper, I don't know, I just call it my love language. Stuff about the stars and everything, and then she said it helped her feel better. And then one time I was visiting her, and I was downstairs, and she was upstairs, and it was in the winter, because I had my warm winter fleece stuff on, and I was sitting there with my guitar. It was late in the morning, I had coffee, and I just was playing my guitar, and started playing that melody, and it's like, oh, that kind of sounds like Twinkle Twinkle, I don't know. It was an A, and so I started and then the song just kind of grew, and I took some of those things she said I used to say to her about stardust, and that's all true. That song is true. So it's not even based on a true story. It is a true story. So I just creatively put those things to music. That's how it happened. So but it was based on late night conversations, and it was births from love. So it's all true. So that's how that song came to be. Can't write, well, you can write stuff like that, but you can't write the story that you never know. When Springsteen says, so these are the ones you wait for, he says, when you're tuned in, and Steve Holt says that to the right frequency in the ether, you will get those, and those are the ones you wait for. And that one just came to me, but she's the inspiration, and I'm so glad that it's a gift that keeps on giving, I call it, that your beautiful little daughter Cassie has fallen asleep to that song. You can't write that stuff. That's so awesome. So, man, my heart is like full. I just want to keep talking, but it's Wednesday and you all have things to do, and I have second shift, which is called laundry, for a licensed massage therapist in private practice. Waiting me too. So thanks for hanging here with me. Thanks for giving me a reason to talk so much tonight because, oh my gosh, no matter how large or small, it's always an esteemed group. But man, when people show up that I haven't even seen in a long time, or well, it's just complete serendipity. Just awesome. I just absolutely loved it. Amy says, lovely, it's all true, and as are you. Oh, Ellie teared up. It's all true story, yeah. It's heartwarming because it was all birthed from the heart. It's all true. What I love is that friendships keep on giving and continue on, and that's what means the most to me. I saw some research, not to keep talking, but a year or so ago, all this research which has been done on happiness and what makes people happy and all that stuff. And I saw some research that was done like over 20 years. And they said the number one thing that they found that people said makes them fulfilled and happy in their life is meaningful relationships. And it has nothing to do with blood family. It's, especially as you get older, people that live long and are really happy and content have meaningful friendships. That's it, meaningful friendships. And all of you are part of that with me. And it's all true. That's what fills my heart. I just happen to have some music to provide a soundtrack. But I love when you show up and inspire me, inspire my set. Love the music. So grateful for that. And it's all true. My meaningful friendships, relationships, some I even have with clients who become friends, and that's what enriches my life. And so some of you, like Kevin and Jean and Z, I've known so very long, forever. And my friend Rick that worked with me, all of you. So, and those in the last 5 or 6 years through my massage journey, just wonderful friends like Haley who've moved away, Mike that I just met and worked with for a year is gone. Bill was my department leader, and we lost track and caught back up again. It's like, these are the stories you can't write, this stuff for me, and it's what makes my life so enriched. All these meaningful friendships, even through technology, but it connects us, and I'm always a phone call away, so we're all connected. There aren't even 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon in this story. We're one speed dial call away always, which I love. And on occasion, we'll send text or call some of you out of nowhere, and it's because you've been on my mind and my heart. And AJ, my classmate, I can't believe showed up tonight. Wow. He was on my mind earlier today, and boom, it's like, be careful what you think about. Man, he just popped up in here. That made my heart happy. Jean says, thanks so much. Well, you're welcome. Lovely evening. Good night. It was. Amy says, maybe you can do a behind-the-scenes songwriting. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn this off because I've been thinking about that lately, and as soon as I think of something, it starts manifesting. I thought of AJ out of the blue earlier today. I haven't seen him in a year, and he pops up. I was thinking Sunday night after I played, I thought, you know what? I need to do another, because it was a Soulful Sunday. We turned it into a songwriting. And I said, I need to do one of those again. And then I forgot all about it, because my fleeting thoughts are a nanosecond, but they plant a seed. And then Amy, you were there. You were my universal messenger. So I want to do that. I want to do it on a night when, like Z works the outages, but they're done with the outage. I like to do that on a night when people are here. And I've only done that once a couple years ago, where I walk you through step by step my songwriting process. And I got that idea from a DVD that I have. It was a series on VH1, I think. I didn't have cable then. It's called Storytellers. And Alanis Morissette did one. It's awesome. And Springsteen did one, and that's the DVD I have, which is fantastic. It's a small in-studio audience, and he goes through his songs and how he wrote them and with the lyrics, man. And it's extremely funny, and but very insightful. And so that prompted me to do that a couple years ago. In fact, it was here. So I moved in here just 2 years ago, next month. So I've only done it one time, and I was thinking of it on Sunday. I should do another one of those on a Sunday. And then I forgot all about it, and then Amy just reminded me. Yes, so I will. And I will find a way, if you guys are interested, so that you don't miss it, to, you know, I'll probably tag just the folks that check in here regularly. It's not to exclude anybody, but if I put a banner up, you might miss it and not see it. But if I tag you, you know what I'll do is an invite, so that you won't miss it if you're interested. I'll do it on a Sunday. like I did before. So for my friends on Central Standard and East Coast time, so that you don't have to stay up so late. And then we'll do that again. I was thinking of that the other day, seriously, on Wednesday night after I got done. It's like, I should do another one of those on a Sunday maybe. And I will. So thanks for that reminder, Amy. That would be great. I'd love to walk you guys through that. It's been a while. Haley says, such a beautiful love story. It's very true. What was the name of the song again? So it's called Stardust Lullaby. When I was with Volunteer with Musicians on Call, we recorded an album in my home studio, one of two, of all original music from local performers. And so I put all the bells and whistles on that song. Haley, text me your email, and I will send you the MP3 version. I will send you that. I'll email it to you. You can hear what it's like with all the ethereal stuff that I came up with and everything else, not just the guitar, and see if you like it. It's called Stardust Lullaby, and I'll send you it. Amy says she believes it. Yep, it is. It's true. Divine intervention. You were meant to remind me of that. Oh, did you miss it when I did it before? Oh, yeah, you'd remember. So that's funny. How did you? Because you said do songwriting. Maybe you can do behind the scenes. Oh, so I saw that and thought you said again. So that's even a greater. You'd never seen me do that, but I did it. I thought you were asking for another one. So I inserted the word again. You just had that thought on your own. On Sunday, I had the thought I should do another one of those on a Sunday. Behind the scenes. I called it a Songwriter Sunday or something. Z will remember. He has a good memory, and he was there. Soulful Songwriter Sunday or something. And I took you behind the scenes, and I broke down my songs. And that was one of them, of course. Wow, see? You didn't even know I did that. You were definitely a divine messenger. All right, so we're going to do that soon. I'm in a volleyball tournament starting. I'm working a paid gig for 8 straight days starting Sunday. I just remember that. I'm not sure when we get done every day. It's all day every day. It's going to be stretching people out, post pre-event stuff. It's a lot of work. I did it 4 years ago before COVID for 2 days. Now I'm volunteered for all 8. I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in. It won't be Sunday. I'm not even sure. I'll put a banner up each day to let you know if I'm going to be here. It might be a few days before I'm back. But what I will do is do a Sunday, and I will send an invite and make sure everybody's available, and you can, so you'll know. And I'm going to do I think I called it a Songwriter Sunday, something like that. That sounds correct, Z says. Yeah, so we'll do that. So we're going to do that soon. All right, my tribe. Are you kidding me? Abel shows up. Big Daddy. Hola. Oh my gosh. Another classmate. AJ was here earlier. Ellie checked in. So did John. I don't believe this. Abel's, I call him Big Daddy because he's got this massive chest and he's got a heart so big to fill it. He always called his wife, and he has children and beautiful sons, and he always called his wife my lady. I love that about you. Can't believe you checked in, and AJ checked in tonight. I haven't seen him in almost a year. He's coming back in July. He's moving back. So good to see you, dude. Are you kidding me? Well, I archived the show, so as always, you'll be able to go back and watch it. Thanks for checking in. I'll be back Friday. Wednesday and Friday nights at 7. And Sunday at 5. But I'm in a volleyball event as a therapist for 8 days starting Sunday, so I won't be here. Check in Friday. Let me sing some stuff for you and your wonderful wife, who you call your lady. Abel's a great guy. I always call him Big Daddy. Amy says, you've talked about it, but I think I missed it. Well, you won't miss the next one because you will be included in the invite, and I will go behind the scenes on that. So thank you. Z says, yeah, that sounds correct. There's Ellie. Ellie was our instructor. Abel went through our program. So did AJ. My 2 brothers. 7.5 months of a fire hose. But we did it and got licensed. And Abel was actually the first person in our class. he started practicing. He started his own practice right away. He was the first one to have his own private practice. And so hats off to him. John told us only one, maybe two of us would do that, and there were three of us, and Abel was one of those. Actually, four total out of our class of 20 plus. So we were ahead of the curve. We, as John would say, there are exceptions to every rule. Our class was the exception, which I love. So there were four of us, brave souls, that struck out on our own. Abel says, "Awesome, much love always, Bruce. Thanks for you. Much love to you, brother, man. All right, Big Daddy, check back in on Friday night. I would love to see you all whenever you can." All right. Wow. I know I haven't stopped talking because it's been almost an hour and a half, but this is great. There's really no time limit. I just consider it. What a great night. So many serendipitous people just checking in here out of nowhere. So awesome. So as Ellie taught us, as I always sign off with, Ellie taught us in Shiatsu, Namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thanks for keeping yourselves healthy as always, keeping those immune systems bolstered up. Thank you so much for just an outstanding, exceptional night of music and fellowship with friends. As I said, that research shows people that are happiest, the number one thing is enriching relationships. And you are all certainly that to me and enrich my life. So thanks for being part of my tribe. We got a lot to work on. Tribe t-shirts. We're going to do a Songwriter Sunday behind the scenes again soon. Not this Sunday, but soon we'll do that. So thanks, Amy, for being the divine messenger for that. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, your hump day. So good to see you. I will be back on Friday. Fiesta Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're able, please check back in and let's enjoy another night of music. Abel says, "Ellie, it's been a minute. Much love." Abel, we have to do Moriscos, Sinaloa, that Mexican food place you took us to. You and I and Yolanda went to. It was the bomb, man. You're the man. We got to do Sinaloa. That was the best food I think I've ever had, Mexican food. All right, we'll set that up. Stay in touch. Love you too. Thanks, man. Thank you all for checking in tonight. What a great night of music. All right, have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday, wherever you may be, your hump day, and we'll slide into the weekend on Sunday, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.